Hey guys, welcome back to Funtime XD. So this is going to be a different type of video, considering I'm not even showing my face in this one. So today I decided to try out kind of like this blogging style where I don't show my face, just to, try something new. I think it's time to try out something new here on the channel. So today it's not gonna be a vlog like normal. It's just going to be a blog where you're just not seeing my face. So, just to change things up a bit. Just to not get too repetitive, you know what I mean? So yeah, as you guys can see by the title, in this video we're gonna be talking about Sunset Shimmer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Sunset Shimmer in this video. It's gonna be a quote-unquote analysis of Sunset Shimmer, and the reason why, and the reason why analysis is a quote, and the reason why I'm putting analysis in quotes and stuff, it's because it's not really going to be it's not really gonna be a analysis. It's not really gonna be that. It's just kind of gonna be a video of me just rambling and shit like that. It's not really gonna be a analysis. I mean, I'm not really good at analyzing shit or anything like that. Not really good at that type of stuff. I'm not like the other, My Little Pony analysis. I mean, I'm not DWK or anything. I can't really analyze shit. So, yeah. So this is just kind of gonna be a video of me just rambling about Sunset Shimmer and stuff like that. So, yeah. So first off, let's talk about how she was in the first Equestria Girls movie. So, if you guys remember the first Equestria Girls movie, let's all be honest here. Sunset in the first Equestria Girls movie was an asshole. I mean, I think we all could agree on that one. Sunset Shimmer was not really, the nicest person in the first Equestria Girls movie. She was being an asshole in that one. She was just being a jerk to everyone and just being a big asshole. I mean, come on, even Fluttershy could agree on that one. I mean, she did say that the whole school fears her and stuff like that. So in the first Equestria Girls movie, she was kind of this typical high school bully that would put drugs in your locker or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of how Sunset was in the first one. She was just a jerk. She was kind of angry. She didn't really have any kind of motive, to be honest. I mean, in the first Equestria movie, we do learn that, she had some kind of argument with Princess Celestia or something like that. And I'm pretty sure they talk more about that in the comments. I mean, not the comments, but the comics. For those of you guys who don't know, there is Equestria Girls comics, which I would like to read at some point, but I don't really know where to find them. Yeah, they might be at the local library, I don't really know. So yeah, I heard they talk more about that in the comics, which I haven't really read yet, so yeah. So yeah, she didn't really have any type of motive, but at the end of the first Equestria Girls movie, Twilight decided to fucking rainbow beat her ass or something like that. I don't really know how to describe it, but let's just say that there was a rainbow laser fight, and she got fucking annihilated by the rainbow, and apparently the rainbow was so powerful enough that it managed to dig a hole in the school ground, which is pretty impressive because in the first Equestria Girls movie, they kind of call that rainbow. I mean, they don't really call it rainbow lasers. They just kind of call it pony up or something like that. I'm pretty sure Rainbow Dash was the first one that mentioned the rainbow lasers. But yeah, rainbow lasers. That's a good word to describe that because it was literally a rainbow laser shooting at Sunset, which was powerful enough to fucking put a hole in the school ground, which is impressive. She pretty much just dropped an atomic bomb on like, the school ground. Except instead of destroying an entire city, she just destroyed the school grounds. So I guess it's a mini atomic bomb, I guess you can call it. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. And after that, Sunset agreed to be nicer from now on. And in the second Equestria Girls movie, Rainbow Rocks, which is the best one, she decides to try and, like, prove everyone that she's redeemed now. And there's a difference between there's a difference between saying that you've been redeemed and actually showing that you've been redeemed, Because if you say that you've been redeemed, it's like, okay, anyone can say that they've been redeemed, but you kind of have to show that you've been redeemed, because if you just say that you're redeemed, it just means absolute nothing. We all know that Sunset has changed. Even before she proved herself, we all know that. We kind of believed her after the first Equestria Girls movie. So the only people who believe Sunset is now a good person is the main characters and us, the audience. But everyone else, they still think Sunset Shimmer is an asshole. So she kind of has to prove to everyone that she's not an asshole anymore. And at the ending of Rainbow Rock, she proved that to everyone. Like at the ending, she was fighting the Dazzlings in a song. So and she managed to defeat the Dazzlings, and that's what showed everyone that Sunset is not an asshole anymore. She actually became a better person. So she proved to everyone that she's not, rude anymore, which is really cool. And the whole ending with Rainbow Rocks, that was a really cool battle scene. It was not really a battle, it was more like, a singing battle, I guess you can call it. So yeah, the battle at Rainbow Rocks is the best battle in all of the Equestria Girls movies. Mainly because it was mainly because it was fighting with singing. That's mainly the reason why it's the best one. So yeah, as you can tell, I do like songs, and it was kind of like a rap battle, except without the rapping, of course. So yeah, it was like a singing battle. Sunset Shimmer picks up the microphone because the microphone just kind of like got like blown off of Twilight's hand after the Dazzlings just unleashed their powerful singing voice form, I guess you can call it. So she picks up the microphone, starts singing, "You're never gonna bring me down. You're never gonna break this part of me." And just defeats the Dazzlings, it was a cool scene, and it was a scene that showed that Sunset is now a changed person. She's no longer the person that she was in the first Equestria Girls movie. She is now a fully redeemed person. So that's kind of what showed it. And in the third Equestria Girls movie, it was kind of like it was a movie where Sunset had to learn to control the school without Twilight's help. So that was what the third one was all about. And the fourth one, Legend of Everfree, she was helping Sci-Twi, the human version of Twilight. How she was kind of helping her out, just kind of giving her some comfort, just like what Twilight in the Pony World kind of did. You're kind of starting to see a pattern here. In the first Equestrials movie, she agreed to be a nicer person, and she was she kind of agreed to that. In the second one, it was all about trying to make up for what she did. The third one is learning how to control everything without Twilight's help. and the third one and the fourth one is about Sunset teaching someone else. Well, I mean, it's kind of someone else. It's like, a different universe Twilight. So she's kind of teaching her what the pony Twilight had taught her. So you kind of see a pattern here. And it's impressive how much Sunset has changed in just 4 movies. That's pretty impressive. I mean, like, it was kind of like a quick change, which is kind of like, one of my minor complaints of the Equestria Girls movies. I feel like Sunset's change was pretty fast. And speaking of Sunset's change being pretty fast, a lot of people are saying Sunset and Starlight Glimmer are basically the same character, and I have to disagree with that for, like, that reason alone. I mean, Sunset's change was really fast. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it was not, like, super fast. It was, like, kind of at a normal pace, except not really. So it was not really, like, it was not, it was, like, pretty fast, especially for a person who has been a bully for, like, most of her years. So, like, it was, so what I'm saying is that Sunset's change is really fast, especially for a person who doesn't really know a lot about friendships. But that's who Sunset Shimmer was. But Starlight, her change was a little bit more, human-like and more relatable, if that makes sense. Because, like I said, Sunset Shimmer, she changed in just, like, 2 movies. I mean, don't get me wrong, she did not really know everything about friendship afterwards, but, like, still, it was pretty fast, especially for, like, someone who has been a bully for most of her life. It's like, pretty fast for that. But Starlight, her change is a little bit more, down to earth. Like, she does not really become a really nice pony, right after the part 2 of the cutie map. Like, after that episode, she did not really become super nice right away. I mean, if you guys remember the episode, every little thing she does, she fucking mind controlled all of her friends. So, that definitely shows that she was not really the nicest person even after the cutie map part 1 and 2. So, like, that definitely shows that. And Starlight's change was a little bit more, like, down to earth, because, like, it was like a slow change. And right after, after a few seasons, she then becomes a really polite pony. Like, she becomes redeemed after a few seasons. But Sunset, she just kind of, like, gets redeemed after, like, a few movies. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but, like, it's a little bit more unrealistic. But Starlight's change feels a little bit more realistic. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Sunset is a good character, but in my opinion, I prefer Starlight over Sunset Shimmer, just because Starlight has, like, a more natural change, if that kind of makes sense. So, sorry. I just kind of prefer Starlight's redeeming story more than Sunset's, because, for that reason. And is there anything more that I want to talk about? No, that's pretty much it. I would talk about, like, the shorts and, like, the specials and everything like that. But, there's not really much to talk about there, because, like, in the shorts and all that. Oh yeah, let's talk about Forgotten Friendship for like, a little bit here. Forgotten Friendship is, like, the special where Trixie just kind of, I mean, not Trixie, spoiler warning, Wallflower erase all of Sunset's friends' memories of her being nice. Which is kind of the moment where, like, Sunset's friendship kind of gets tested a little bit here. Like, this special shows what it would be like if Sunset was like, kind of still a bully, and what it would be like if like, her friends forget if she was ever nice. So yeah, in this episode, Wallflower erased all of her friends' memories, and they forget all of the nice memories of her. They forget that she was even redeemed in the first place. And like you would expect, Sunset is really pissed. But hey, I'd be pissed too if, I became a nicer person, and then some bitch decided to erase all of my friends' memories. So I would be pretty pissed too. So yeah, she just kind of goes overboard. She just kind of starts threatening Wallflower a little bit, and then Sunset learns, oh shit, I'm nice, but I'm also not very nice. So pretty much the episode kind of teaches us that Sunset is, I mean, yes, Sunset is redeemed. She's not really rude using words, but she's rude for ignoring Wallflower, because Wallflower kind of felt left out. So Sunset was rude without even knowing it, because of how much she doesn't realize that Wallflower even exists in the first place. So I think that was a pretty good lesson of that special. That, like, sure, you could be nice, meaning that meaning that, like, you're not using rude words against people, but you could also be rude by not realizing that somebody that was in your class does not even exist. So that was a pretty good lesson. So yeah, overall, Sunset is like, a good character. Not as good as Starlight. Like, she does not really have a good redeeming story as Starlight did. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, Starlight had the much better story here. Starlight takes the cake for this. So yeah, but yeah, seriously, overall, Sunset is, like, a pretty good character. I mean, like, not the best. She does not really have the best redeemed story. You already know who has the best redeemed story, anyways. So yeah, overall, Sunset is a pretty good, well developed character. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and remember, always make sure to have fun.